jab, 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 punch. See, the sweet science of boxing. Jab, jab, punch. See, ever since I was little, my dad always told me that fingertips were meant to be clenched and thrown around rapidly. Jab, jab, punch. And even though I loved the right, I would box because it was a connection that I would have with my father. Jab, jab, punch. And you see, boxing is different from life. You see, in life, when a punch comes towards you, you tend to duck and dodge it. But in boxing, you gotta come towards it. You see, I always live by the three things that my dad always told me. 1, a man always confronts his fear. 2, a man always squares up with his problems. And 3, a man always unleashes his problems to fear. Jab, jab, punch. See, now I always live by these principles that my dad told me. So I mean, the only person I ever feared was my dad. But with boxing and my dad, I love boxing. Jab, jab, punch. Even though I'd come to school with blacker eyes and a headache for a week and my body would be completely sore from the punishment it would take, boxing was great. I would keep boxing though, jab, jab, punch. Because, you see, my dad would tell me throw one jab to knock your opponent off a little bit, another one to soften them up, and you give them a hook with the other hand so they can feel that earthquake. Jab, jab, punch. I would box and I would write. Even though, to me, it would feel like boxing ain't right. I have a glove in my left hand and a pen in my right. If the glove is in my left hand, that must mean it's wrong, right? Jab, jab, punch. And I told my dad exactly how I felt about all this. And I'll never forget the disappointment I saw in his eyes. Next thing I know, I'm in the ring with the person I fear most. And I'm using the words that he told me against him. Jab, a man always confronts his fears. Jab, a man always steps up to his problems. Hook, a man always unleashes problems to fear. Jab, jab, hook, jab, jab, hook. Dad, I don't love boxing. Next thing I knew, I wasn't telling my dad I don't love boxing. I was telling him that I don't love him. I looked at his bruised eyes and a swollen lip. And he didn't only walk away from the ring, but he walked away from me. And I saw a note in his glove while I'm in center stage, and it said, "Fingertips only seem useful when connected to ink. I write down what I think as this pad becomes my shrink. My ideas, they lay down, they relax, and they breathe. And they talk to someone who will let them speak. But barriers exist so my mind isn't free. Between margins and lines, my soul constantly leak. Processing bleed so this monstrous sheik cries out his thoughts on this paper sheet. Tears as pure as infant fall down this angel's cheek. Trying to soar through the air but has been stripped of his wings. His tongue remains voiceless but his fingertips sing. It seems as the brain and paper are made with the pen as the ring. They are co-workers. Mind, knuckles, and paper intertwine as a team. I'm a horrible person accepting my dreams. And I see that now every time that I blink that fingertips only seem useful when connected to ink. Now, my dad always told me that fingertips are meant to be clenched and thrown in a ring rapidly. And as I stood there on center stage, suddenly I felt the hook to my face.
All right. In my hand are the last 2 cards of the first round. There's only 2 poets left in the first round. And y'all are doing so good. Are y'all still with me? Yeah! Are y'all still with me? Yeah! In the back, are y'all still with me? Yeah! In front, are y'all still with me? Yeah!
Scores for Austin. I need your help. We got a low score of a 10 and a 10.
Who scored the highest. And the second round is where a lot of people say they're hard hitter pause for. Oh, Leo, you are on deck.